Welcome back to Total Drama Stranger Things. Previously on the show, the teams had to jump off a cliff. And since Dustin's mom and Mr. Clark were too scared to do it, the killer Demogorgons lost the challenge. And since Mr. Clark was much smarter and a better competitor than Dustin's mom, Dustin's mom was the first person eliminated from Total Drama Stranger Things, not Revenge of the Island. Now, let's see how the competitors compete on this episode of Total Drama Stranger Things. Okay, so this challenge is a hunting challenge, but not all of them are going to be hunters. You see, you can see the names, the killer Demogorgons and the screaming scientists. So, the killer Demogorgons are going to all dress up as Demogorgons, and they're going to try and hide from the screaming scientists. But since there's 10 hunters and 9 Demogorgons, one of the hunters will have to be dropped out. And I'm pretty sure they would have picked Susie because they were the only person to not jump. And because of that, Susie will be put at the end like she is now. So she is the only one who is not competing in the challenge. Which honestly basically gives her immunity. Yeah, she is not going away this episode because it would be pretty unfair for her to get voted out. Just because her team lost. That would be unfair. So she gets immunity. Even if her team loses, she gets immunity. Just wanted to tell you. Okay. So, by the teams, by the Demogorgon, there's Joyce, Bob, Alexi, Murray, Nancy, Barb, Erica, Lucas, and Mr. Clark. So, who do I think would have been found first? In my opinion, I honestly think it's either Murray or Bob. Reason? Well, how am I going to say it? They're both big targets. Yeah, I have to say it. They're both big people. They were. Well, so I'm honestly going on Bob because he's probably not the fast. Well, he was able to outrun a Demodog, but I don't know how fast a Demodog is. So honestly, I think he would be the first one to be found and hunted down. Next, So, there's a time limit. They have 2 hours to find all of them. That's a good amount of time. So, they found Bob near the first 20 minutes of the challenge. So that leaves 1 hour and 40 minutes to find the rest. Then, they find Barb after she got split up with Nancy after being chased by some hunters. Now there's only 1 hour and 30 minutes remaining. And then they find Mr. Clark and Murray. How'd they find them both? Because Mr. Clark was following Murray. Because Murray said he knew a place to hide. But when he was getting to the cave they were found by hunters. Now, this is where the hunters were doing horrible at the challenge. Even when they find some of them, Like when like a hunter found Lucas, he was able to outrun them. Hey, and you have to agree with me. He's in the basketballs. He has to be fast. Because he scored his win in season 4. You have to remember that. And also, if you don't want spoilers, don't go on this. There's literally a character from season 4. So yeah, this has spoilers. Well, you should know that from season 1. Well, episode 1, because I just say spoilers. So yeah. Okay. So now they only have 40 minutes because I couldn't find the others. Here's a reason. But then they found Joyce, and after Alexei. But for the rest of these, I don't think I'm gonna find them. Eric is too small to find them. They're literally a child. And I have to say, when you are trying to hide, size really matters. Because if you're too big, you can't hide in a lot of places. But if you're small, you have so many places to hide. And Nancy, I just feel like she's very fast. So, the screaming scientists lose the challenge. Okay, so like I said, Vecna is in disguise and Susie has immunity, so she cannot be voted out, because that's unfair. Like, that would be unfair. Why would we vote out the person who literally couldn't do nothing? They did nothing because they couldn't. Okay. By the shooting skills of characters, we have found out. I honestly feel like one of the two people who would be the first targets would be Jonathan. Remember in season 1? He couldn't shoot a can. He was horrible at it. So he doesn't have gun skills, so he couldn't do good. If they just had Nancy. Nancy's a great gunman. They would like, pew, pew, all of them out immediately. And who else would be a bad gunsman? Usually the only two who had guns are the ones who were old enough, like Nancy and Jonathan. So Jonathan was definitely one of the bad ones at guns. I'm just going to use my headcanons of what I think. I think Billy would be a good gunsman, so I don't think he would be voted out, even though he's pretty rude, but actually, he could be voted out because he's rude. Okay. There we go. Okay, so my two people I think would be probably voted out or have a chance is Billy and Jonathan. Jonathan, because he was the worst at the challenge, and Billy, because I honestly think he would be pretty rude. Because he is really rude. He's like the bully. So, it just depends on who I think would be voted out. Okay. Between Jonathan and Billy, Max did not like Billy, so I think, well, I don't know how. So this takes place, let's just say, Vecna still exists, the Upside Down still exists, but none of these characters died. None of them. Yeah, so the Mind Flayer did not possess with Billy, so Max would not have liked Billy. This is basically what if everything was normal, but it still exists. Okay, so Bill would be voted out. Billy, I think, would have been voted out. Sorry, Billy. You just should have been nicer. Okay, with that, with that, stay tuned for episode 4. Yes, I tell you, 4 of Total Drama Stranger Things. And we'll see who will be voted out next. Are the 2 people who have been in the bottom 2, Mr. Clark and Jonathan, be able to go up for elimination again and survive? Because someone is going up against elimination again. But who will it be? Mr. Clark or Jonathan? Screaming scientist or the killer Demogorgons? Stay tuned next time. We will find out the challenge and surprising elimination in Total Drama Stranger Things.